Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMtrading. Today is July 26, 2019, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, quarterly GDP numbers coming out of the United States at 2:30 South African time. Now, I wouldn't add so much weight to this number coming out because relatively it's expected, number one. Number two, it's quarterly GDP as opposed to a yearly GDP. So I don't expect any sort of surprises here, but you do want to know that it is coming out. Now, looking at the other sectors, we do have some major events actually coming up later today. But first, let's take a look at the Forex symbols. US dollar stronger across the board as the market kind of sold off yesterday. The Dow Jones sold off just mildly to 27,100-ish level, off of its highs of 27,400-ish level. Okay, so Dow Jones retraces, but Google, Intel, and Amazon all announce quarterly earnings this morning. Okay, yesterday was Facebook, and so these numbers are coming out, and it is very important to note that as these numbers are coming out. Now, looking at the commodities, pretty much still unchanged. Okay, they're just wavering, not trading much on very light volume as well. Now, looking at the stocks, it's really a mixed bag. Okay, some items are up, some items went down, but something that is down quite clearly is Tesla. Okay, Tesla gapped down over $36 yesterday. We'll take a look at it, but the question is, what's next? Okay, what's going to happen to the Tesla stock? So we're going to discuss some strategies to trade the gap there as well. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, it looks like it's finding a new range. Okay, I've been saying this a couple of days already, that it's been trading just above the 10,000, just below the 10,000, and just range bound trading there. We'll take a look at that as well. So let's see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're starting here with the Euro USD. You can see the dollar just mildly stronger here. Okay, the euro looks really bad right now. It's trading at a 111.45-ish level. Yesterday we were trading all the way down to 111.33-ish level, and as that number came out, we kind of spiked up, we're spiked down, and just almost right back down to the same level that we're at. Okay, but ultimately looking at a longer time frame, if we're going to look at the Euro USD, we'll see that it's really in a downwards momentum, okay, and really struggling, picking itself up from these lows of a 111-ish level. Okay, so with that said, if we do continue this momentum, we may see a breakout on the downside. Now, I've been mentioning this a couple of times, so that impetus actually has to happen. Okay, it has to really fruit itself, and if it doesn't, they may still trade. Just sideways trading might not be even a trade. So just keep an eye on it until it does pick up some momentum, and then hopefully break down on the downside. Now, looking at the Aussie dollar, getting stronger, US dollar getting stronger against the Aussie dollar, as you see that has been broken. Okay, ever since we broke this 69.90-ish level, I said possibly that would have been a support, and sure enough, it wasn't. And once we broke it, we're at 69.41-ish level. Again, I mean, it's 50 pips, okay? It's not a massive move, but it's a move. For the summer, 50 pips is a really great trade. So that was one other potential trade right there. Now, the USD Japanese yen, which I don't cover so much, okay, did spike yesterday, okay, from this 108.17 to 108.64. So the dollar is getting stronger across the board. It's really important to note here. As it does break out, looking at a daily chart, if it breaks above this 108.92-ish level, we may see the correctional level back up. Okay, so something to consider if this does, break out of its range on the upside. Now, lastly, looking at the Canadian dollar, okay, we're going over a few Forex symbols more than we do normally. You can see that we're inching back, okay? After consolidating at these lows of 130.23-ish level, we're breaking higher to 131.65. So that may actually continue if it breaks above this 31.70-ish level on the upside. So lots happening in the Forex symbols as the dollar gets stronger across the board. Now I'm going to jump off and not discuss the commodities today, but let's take a look at the Dow Jones. And this is really a 4-hour chart. If you look at a 1-hour chart, it's a little bit more clearer. We've been in a range, okay, 27,400-ish level, okay, on the upper side, and 27,000-ish on the downside. And right now we're trading at 27,136, so really on the lower part of the range. And so this, if it's gonna bounce, it's gonna bounce now, okay? But if it breaks this 27,000, we could see possibly it correct itself further down, but it looks like it's holding this line, okay? With that said, it's a mixed bag. Not all the stocks went up, not all the stocks went down. So not really clear which way we're going to go. I think Google, Amazon, and Intel are going to add some weight to this. Now, what's shifting in the market is that the Nasdaq, okay, we're looking at the Nasdaq right now. Let's look at it in a shorter time frame, is on its dead highs, okay, which means that the high-tech stocks, the stocks that are, new coming stocks, okay, are breaking out higher. Okay, which is really important to note, and they're not retracing. So some of the old kind of, bread and mortar kind of companies are still making money, but not as fast paced as some of the high tech stocks. Okay, which leads us back to Microsoft, which is really on its dead highs, 199.63, after retracing just a little bit from our 200. Excuse me, we're looking at Facebook right here, but that's Microsoft. There we go. Okay, I thought that was off a little bit. 140 to 139-ish level. So we're only 60 to 70 points off of our highs, so still very, very strong. That's the point of this. Okay, not sure when traders will start taking their profits. Now, looking at Tesla, this is what I'm talking about. Yesterday, this happened. Okay, a massive gap down, as you can see here, $264 to $228, a massive gap down. So possibly, will it fill the gap? Okay, that's something to look at. All right, if it does consolidate around this 228-ish level, okay, but that's something to consider. And keep an eye on this, very, very glued today to see how it's going to react with today's numbers that are coming out as well. So possibly a gap up situation or a gap and go, but at this rate, just want to gauge it first before jumping into it. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, we're trading between the 10,000 and 9,500-ish level, just between those two areas. We've been just very choppy around that area, which is a good sign, okay, because it does show like it's consolidating, because it was, it's been trading crazy over the past year. Okay, so with that said, potentially it may just bounce off of these levels here as it's, consolidating at the lower limit here. Okay, but if it does break this 9,500-ish level, we could see it definitely go back to the 8,900-ish level high area. Okay, something to consider as that continues today. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.